Okay, I got my hands on one of the best mid-range phones on the market. And let me tell you, this is the Samsung A53. I was really impressed with all the specs, and shout out to my father. He actually upgraded his phone and let me borrow it for this review. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so the specs are amazing. Let's start with the display. The display is a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display, Full HD+, 120Hz refresh rate, and comes with 800 nits of peak brightness. The colors are great if you're using for social media, taking pictures, while inside. I see that you have some particularly problem, like the 800 nits is not going to be the best when you're outside or outdoors, but indoors it's simply great. It has an under display fingerprint. It runs with the Exynos 1280 and 6 gigs of RAM. There is another version with 4 gigs of RAM, but I wouldn't recommend that one. Switching between apps and just gaming, it's simply no problem. It's really good and I haven't seen any lags while gaming. So the battery. It's a 5000 mAh battery and it does last 2 days. I have tested that myself. It's simply amazing. And it does have a 25-watt fast charging, which is actually the same as the Z Fold 5 and the S24 Ultra for a lot cheaper. And it does use a USB-C connection. Okay, now let's talk about the cameras. I was really impressed about this system. It has a 62 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, a 5 megapixel macro, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor, giving your shots a lot of details and plenty of colors. There is a selfie camera which has 32 megapixels that also shoots in 4K. The same as the 62 megapixel in the main sensor, which shoots in 4K 30 frames per second. And just by comparison, my Z Fold 5 has a 12 megapixel selfie and a 50 megapixel main sensor for a lot cheaper again. The Samsung A53 5G actually runs with the latest version of Android and uses the One UI 6.0 version. And you can get all that for $130 on Amazon. I found it a renewed version in the US locked for $130, but you can get an unlocked version for around $170. I'll leave all the links in the description below for you to check this out. This is another thing that I wanted to share with you. This is a comparison from the GSM Arena website. You can see here that all the information, all the specs comparing to my Z Fold 5 and the S24 lineup, it's really good. You can see that it's actually sometimes is better than my Z Fold 5. So the main question, should you be getting one? For sure. I loved to see all the specs and how this one behaves. The only problem that I saw while making this review is that when you're outside, the peak brightness is not the greatest. If you see it, it checks all the boxes for mid-range phone. It has amazing battery life. Whether you are a multitasker or if you just scroll through social media, this device is for definitely everyone. I really enjoy making this review and I hope you do as well. And let me know in the comments below if you would like to get one. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.